how to create a project and event on Final Cut Pro. First, let's open Final Cut Pro, which I already have. As you can see, I already started a project over here, but I want to start a new project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way up to the File button. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go to New, and it's going to open another window. I'm going to slide over. I'm going to click the project, and that's going to give me a drop down, and I'm going to name my project Edit. And now we're going to click on OK. So now if you look down here, this is your timeline. This is where you're going to drop your clips. Now we've already uploaded a bunch of clips inside of this event, which is called How To. I have a number of different events. And in each event, you load your media, which we've already done, and I've already done a video on that. But what we want to do is we want to create our project. So I'm going to go to this first clip here, and you'll notice that there's a, looks like I've already pulled something out of that. But if you just want to watch, let's go to this next clip. This will be easier. So I go to this clip here, and if I press my space bar, it'll start to play through. Now let's say I want to start my clip right here. I'm going to hit the I key on my keyboard. And what it does is it gives me a start position. Now if I press the space bar, it stops the forward motion at wherever point we are in that clip. But I'm going to let it run, and I'm going to get to the point where I think, well, this is where I want to get out of this clip. I'm going to hit the key that has the O on it, and it gives me an out. Now it's still playing. If I want to stop it, I'm going to press my space bar. Now what we've done is we've created a clip that we can drop down into our timeline below here. But now this is one of my favorites. So if you like this clip and you want it to keep it as your favorite, you would hit the F key on your keyboard. And you'll notice it makes a green line in there, which means favorite. All right? So now you've got a favorite clip, and you want to get that clip down in your timeline. Well, there's a couple ways you could do it. You could drag it down, or, let me just do that so you can see. I could drag it down like that, or I could click on it. It highlights it yellow, and then I move over here, and you see that little box, and then you have the arrow on this side. That means it's going to drop it down to the right side of this clip that we already have. So I click it there, and there it goes. Now we've got two clips. Of course, they're the same clip. So let's go ahead and delete one. I highlight it. I go to my delete button, and it disappears. Now let's say we want to put another clip in. So we go over here, and we do the same thing. We're playing it, but we don't want the whole thing. So we enter, we hit our I key, and it gives us our start point. And then it goes a little bit farther, and we let it roll through. And this one, let's say we're going to keep the whole thing. All right, so then it stops. I come back down here. I click on it. There it is. So we're doing good. Now this one here, I want the whole one, so I'm just going to put it in there. And then I realize, hey, this would be better if it was on the end. Well, I can click on it. I can pull it out and drag it over here if I want. Or if I wanted to, I could put it somewhere in the middle of this. So this is what happens when you do that. This becomes the superior clip. Whatever's underneath it will disappear, but the audio will still stay there. So you've got to, you got to think about that as you do it. So here we go. We'll just kind of play this through. So you can see this is the underlying clip. Then all of a sudden, here comes the top clip. But what you're doing is you're hearing both audios. So you need to get rid of some of the audio, right? So what you can do to get rid of the audio is you can pull it down, and then you only hear the underlying clip. You see? Or I could go here, click on this, come back up to clips, and I could go to detach audio. And what happens is the audio falls underneath it now. So if I wanted to, I could get rid of this audio by doing that. Or I could keep all this audio. Either way, it still stays in the same area on the timeline. Now, let's say I made a mistake and I just want to go backwards. I hit the Command key and Z. And watch what happens. I'm going to do it 3 times. The audio goes back. Now watch what happens the next time. Our clipping this goes back. I'm going to hit it one more time, and it's going to move that clip to where it originally began. And then if you do it one more time, it'll put it back where it was. So if you make a mistake, you can always Command Z it back to where you want to be. So now let's say you want to shorten this clip. What you can do is you can click on the end of it, and you'll see that it has a red line. That indicates that there's no more to that clip. You can't pull it any farther. But if I wanted to shorten it, I could pull it to the left, and you can see it turns into a yellow line. And as long as there's a yellow line, you can keep moving out until you get to the red, and then there's no more clip left. So to shorten, you just pull it like that. Let's say you want to shorten this side. You click on it, and you can pull it forward like that. And those are some quick, easy editing tips on how to create a project in your timeline. There's also a lot of other things that you can do. You can add music, you can add effects, you can add graphics, you can add a number of different types of things that they give you, but that's for another video. All right, enjoy making your project and getting started editing on Final Cut Pro 10.